you today from a slightly chilly Flagstaff, Arizona. Today I'm going to walk you through my recent trip to the Superstition Wilderness. I spent one night, 2 days out there, did about 19 miles or so. I wasn't tracking it, but I think that's about what the route was, so pretty decent amount of mileage for those 2 days. I had a lot of fun. The Superstition Wilderness is super rugged, very beautiful, just a great desert Arizona experience. So I loved it. It's not too far out of Phoenix, but it does feel super remote, which is nice. And yeah, a couple of quick recommendations before we jump into some of the awesome footage that I got. I would definitely recommend just a few things if you're going to go out there. Number one being a good sturdy pair of boots. The terrain out there is very rocky, pretty much the entire way. There's a couple of sandy washes, but for the most part you're constantly on these pretty rough and rugged rocks. So I think having a good sturdy pair of boots really helps to prevent any injuries, as well as just making it comfortable for your feet. I have backpacked in a barefoot style trail running shoe, but that was on much softer terrain. And even then, with that added weight of the pack, I think it just helps, especially as a beginner, to have something a little bit more supportive as you continue building up those muscles in your feet and your legs. The next thing that I would recommend is a set of trekking poles. Again, rough, rocky terrain, it'll really help to navigate over that, especially with the weight of the pack, just to keep yourself steady, relieve some of that fatigue. There are some pretty steep inclines and descents on this trail. The way that I went, and also I think most of the trails out there, you're going to get at least some degree of steady incline, and coming back down, descending those, it really helps to have trekking poles to take some of that pressure off of your knees. The last thing, I read somewhere that somebody suggested wearing long pants and a long shirt. I wasn't totally sure about at least the shirt, because I knew it was going to be around 70 and sunny in the daytime, which is beautiful and perfect, especially in, middle of December. That was a treat. But there is cat's claw all over the place. There's also a lot of cholla. I luckily did not get any actual cactus spines anywhere, which I'm honestly kind of impressed with myself. I brought tweezers, just assuming that would happen at some point, but miraculously I avoided all the cactus. However, the cat's claw you simply can't avoid. It's just so arching and overgrown into the trail in spots that you're gonna get scratched. So having those long sleeves on really helps. And also, if you're pale like I am, it's nice to have that extra sun protection too, having a hat, having long sleeves, if you're going to be out there all day for several days. So those are just my recommendations on some gear. I'll leave links to the specific items that I have if anyone's interested in checking them out. I have a pair of Salomon boots that I really love. My trekking poles are a black diamond that I got at the REI garage sale, which was sweet. And I have an REI, I think it's a safari shirt or something like that, just a nice, lightweight, breathable, quick drying, long sleeve shirt. So, with all of that out of the way, I think we can get started and jump into the video. Good morning. I've just started down the trail into the Superstition Wilderness. Very excited. Yeah, super cool rugged desert. I'll be staying one night out here. More to come. I want to remind you guys real quick that I am from the mountains. Grew up in Colorado. I had no idea the cactus can get this big. And I don't even think this is the biggest of them, but I'm amazed. It's incredible out here. Super stoked. Taking my first little break here where the Boulder Canyon Trail, I think it is, meets up with Second Water, and it's a really nice little spot. I imagine this is really a little oasis in the springtime when the water is running. There's a couple of little pools here. It's really nice, the weather's great. Climbing out of Boulder Canyon down there, kind of a bitch, not gonna lie, but I think I'm almost to the top of this ridge and then I'll probably take a little lunch break. Alright. This spot is freaking incredible. Totally worth that last push on that climb. I think it's mostly downhill from here to the campsite, maybe a little bit of elevation. Shit, I'm so glad I didn't step on this guy. Check you out. That is so cool. Alright, it's 2:30. I think I just found a campsite. I was starting to get pretty tired and I saw this spot over here that has a log, and yeah, there's not a lot of good places to sit down or a lot of good rocks, so having a log over here is surprising, and I think I should just stick with this. So I'm gonna get set up and yeah. So I was trying really hard all day to conserve water. I brought a little over 2 liters with me and then also like a vitamin water bottle. And I was trying to conserve water because I usually drink a shit ton of water when I hike. Even on like a short hike I'll go through a lot because I just sip on water constantly, so I was trying to be more aware of that. And then also there are some springs that are pretty reliable out here even at this time of year, but given that it is a desert environment, I was reading that, you know, you should really try to bring all of the water that you're going to need and not rely on a spring, because the animals and the plant life here are relying on that. And so if a lot of people are taking from the springs and it's not being replenished with rain, which it's not lately, then, you know, it can really take away from their supply. So I just got back to camp. I've been like thirsty all day because I'm like, you know, trying to sip and feeling like I'm drinking a lot. I drank maybe half a liter today on like a 7-mile desert, mostly in the sun hike. So I'm gonna, hydrate a little bit, save a good amount for tomorrow. I might go check out the spring that's nearby just to see it because it sounds interesting. But otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna make some dinner. Good morning. I just hit the trail a little bit ago. Came around this little, up this little wash, and it opened up. I got my first view of Weaver's Needle. Actually, I saw it yesterday, but way from a distance, just barely, but this was beautiful with the morning sun hitting it, so super excited for what else I'm gonna see today. Taking a little bit of a break over here, letting my shirts dry because I got really sweaty. It's crazy how much the sun just takes it out of you out here. I was cruising through the shade all morning, felt really good, and then as soon as I got into this more open area, it's pretty exposed, and it's just wearing me out. I'm tired. So I'm gonna drink some water, have a little snack, chill out for a minute, and then I think I only have 3.5 miles left back to the trailhead, so I'll be back soon. Tuesday, and I'm headed up the hieroglyphic trail right now. I am pretty sore from the backpacking, but I actually feel like a lot of times moving around a little bit helps with soreness rather than just being sedentary after a big workout. But anyway, so this trail isn't too hard. It's 2.5 miles, I think 560 feet of elevation gain. It rained all night. It's very stormy here and cloudy, but I think it's still almost 60 degrees out, so it doesn't feel too bad. This trail is called Hieroglyphic Trail, but it's actually to some petroglyphs. I haven't read up on them yet, but I think I actually have cell service out here, so I might just sit up there and do some research about the history of this area, and yeah, just kind of chill out, taking it slow and easy today. So yeah, check that out. Just from some quick research up here, the petroglyphs are attributed to the Hohokam people who were here from about 1 AD up to around 1450. There's really incredible just how many petroglyphs are up here. It's amazing. But they were farmers in this area. They created some really incredible canal systems around what's now known as Phoenix, so that they could irrigate their crops. Really amazing stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna keep reading up on them, but yeah. Also, just a little heads up if you do choose to visit this area. There are more, like you can kind of go up that way, kind of up the canyon, and there's more petroglyphs. But be very, very careful because some of them are on the flat rocks that you would be walking on. So if you do choose to explore further, just please watch carefully to make sure you aren't stepping on them and eroding them anymore. So yeah, just be aware because they really are all over the place in this little canyon. I just noticed there's even one right there, which is a pretty flat spot. So super cool area, but please be respectful. I've also picked up a lot of trash today, so please don't litter, ever. Come on. But anyway, I'm gonna probably head back, so.